Hey, Boomer here. Time for another video. And I was thinking about something. Uh, as you know, one of my bikes is a 1985 Honda Goldwing GL 1200. My wife and I plan to keep riding, and as we get older and after we retire, we would like to keep riding and even take trips. And I recently saw a 2000 GL 1500 for sale. It was really a pretty bike. A couple of things that I look for are a trailer hitch, because as you know, we pull a trailer when we camp. I would love to get the armrests for Lori. It's important for me to make sure that the timing belts have been done. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do those, and that will factor into the price. But you know, the more I thought about it, and the more I talked to Lori about it, a couple of questions came up. Questions like when we're in our 70s, are we going to be able to ride a two-wheeler? Are we going to have to go to a trike or something like that? The GL 1500 is a good bit heavier than a GL 1200. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's over 100 pounds heavier at least. Am I physically going to be able to handle that at slow speeds? So then I started thinking, how old is too old to ride? And or how old is too old to start riding? You know, two different questions. I don't know how many people know this. I'm 60. I started riding when I was 55. Now, it's interesting that I have videos on motorcycle safety, and I've been riding for 5 years. But I'll tell you, I've always been the kind of a person that if I get passionate about something, I will dive headfirst and I will learn all that I can. Motorcycling, no exception. And knowing that I was an older rider, I wanted to be safe about it. And some of the things that I learned that I have in my videos for safety, I could see riders out there that were, well, to be perfectly honest, doing stupid things, unsafe things. People that, well, I've been riding since I was a kid, and they're still doing unsafe things. So that's why I started doing the videos, because these were things I was learning as an older rider. So I guess the first question is, how old is too old to learn to ride? Is there an age where you're too old to learn to ride or too old to ride? And the answer is yes, maybe, and no. Because it's not a simple question. There are a lot of different things to look at, not the least of which are your physical abilities. Are you physically able to ride a motorcycle? And there are many options out there that can help older riders, but as you get older, you lose strength. It just happens. You tend to have slower reaction times. You tend to lose your eyesight. See? When I was younger, I had 20/10 vision in my left eye and 20/15 in my right eye, or vice versa. And now I think I'm legally blind without my glasses, without my trifocals. But you have to consider these things. Arthritis is something else. You know, think about Lori, Princess, Mrs. Boomer. She has arthritis in her left knee, and some days she can hardly walk. And if that's you, and you're riding a motorcycle, especially a heavier one, and you have arthritis in your knees, are you going to be able to keep that bike up when you come to a traffic light or a stop sign or something like that? It's something to consider. So when it comes to considering whether you should learn to ride a motorcycle or keep riding a motorcycle, listen to your body. Your body will tell you. Another factor is, how long can I ride? How many miles can I put on? As you get older, your endurance might go down, or probably will go down. Are you going to be able to keep riding for any length of time? And any time on two wheels is better than no time on two wheels, I guess, but it's also something to consider. You also have to consider your mental abilities. You know, We all have heard of these families who have a grandmother, a grandfather, great-grandmother, whatever, and in her 90s and she's still driving, but she's not safe. So the family will eventually take away the car or the license or whatever. And that, listen to me, that is a severe blow to an elderly person. It's a loss of independence. But sometimes it's necessary. Because we don't always tell ourselves the truth as we're getting older. I remember once my father said to me, "Son, I'm 55. He said, "Now, I don't feel 55 on the inside. On the outside, though, I know I'm 55. I'm 60. I'm older than he was when he told me that. And I know I can't do the things that I used to do." It's important, though, as an older rider, to keep yourself in shape, if for no other reason than to keep you on two wheels. And there's some important considerations as an older rider. For example, medical information. As you get older, you develop medical conditions. Maybe you're on certain medications. There may be certain medical conditions that would prohibit you from riding. I have a friend who developed, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what the terminology was, but I guess it's like some sort of vertigo. I don't know what caused it, but he would get dizzy. And guess what? You're not riding a motorcycle if that's a condition that you have. Certain medications that you might take. And what comes to mind might be medications for high blood pressure. Are they going to make you lightheaded or something like that? That's a consideration. A recommendation I would have is to always keep a medical card with you, listing any medical conditions you have, the medications you take, list your family physician, address, phone number, as well as your emergency contacts. Because should anything happen, they're going to look, the emergency responders, they're going to look for that information. Don't make it hard. Okay? If you're not able to respond, they're going to need that information. Listen to your family and to your friends. They may see things that you don't see. They came up to you and they might say, Bob or Sally or whoever, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, whatever the case, I don't know if it's safe for you to be riding that motorcycle anymore, because this is kind of what we've seen. You seem to be forgetful lately. You seem to be losing your balance, or we were riding behind you and you tend to not be able to keep the motorcycle up when you come to a traffic light, or any one of a number of things that are age related to riding motorcycles. And you need to listen to your family and your friends. My own father was in that situation. He scared my mom when he drove the later years of his life. And there was one time when he was in a left turn only lane, and there was another lane to his right that could either turn left or go straight. My father decided he was going to go straight, and the car to his right was turning left. And of course, he hit that car. And at that point, my mom said, "Nope, that's enough. You're not riding anymore." So listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your family and your friends. What are they telling you? Are you physically and mentally capable of learning to ride a motorcycle or riding a motorcycle? There may come a time, and there's an airplane coming over, so if you hear that noise, that's what that is. But what kind of a bike are you riding? When I took the MSF course, Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, they put me on a GZ250, Suzuki GZ250. Now everybody else had the Honda Rebel 250, but since I was taller and I'm 6'3", they put me on the GZ250. But I will tell you, the first time that I sat on a Rebel 250, before I took this course, I knew that I was going to take the course. It was on the bucket list. Had no plans of riding a motorcycle, to be honest with you. It was just a bucket list thing, learn to ride. And when I passed the course, our daughters bought me a motorcycle. I was hooked. But the first time I sat on a Rebel 250, I remember thinking to myself how heavy this thing was. A Rebel 250 is not heavy. Is it like 400 pounds? Wet? But to me, never having ridden a motorcycle, it was heavy. And then my first bike was the Honda Nighthawk, the 450, which goes about 450 pounds, thereabouts. And I was riding, but I remember the first time I sat on a Goldwing. And I thought, there is no way in the world that I am ever going to be able to ride anything this big. I'm on a Goldwing now, pulling a trailer, 2 up with my wife. It's a process, it's a learning process. But as you get older, you have to consider, am I able to keep this Goldwing up at lights when I put a leg down, or is it too heavy? Do I need to go to a 3-wheeler, a trike, or a Can-Am, or a Spider? I've even seen Goldwings with the little wheels that tuck up under the saddlebags that will drop down as you come to a stop to keep you from tipping over. That's another option. So there are options out there as you get older. Consider that. I think that if you're older, you might not want to get on a sport bike with the forward-leaning stance and put all that weight on your arms. But, that's up to you if you can do it. Again, listen to your body. Can you do it? And speaking of your body, keep your body in shape. All right? If for no other reason, like I said, so that it will keep you on 2 wheels. Stay in shape. During the off-season, if you have one where you live, it's a great time to start working out in the gym. Keep yourself young. But keep your bike in shape as well. Here's what I mean by that. Suppose your brakes aren't what they should be, and your reaction time is not what it should be because you're older. And all of a sudden, you have to, you never want to grab a fistful of brake, all right? But your reaction time, you need to stop quickly. And if your reaction time is off and your brakes aren't what they should be, you're not going to be able to stop as quickly as you can. So keeping your bike in shape might help make up a little for when your body isn't as in shape, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's important as well. So anyway, sorry for the break there, but keep your body in shape, but keep your bike in shape as well. Those are important considerations, important steps to take to make sure that you can ride safely. So, at what age should you stop riding? There is no age. My best friend that I used to ride with, his name was Wayne. I called him Speedy because he was a little dude like Speedy Gonzalez. And he rode that, he had a 1983 Honda Magna, the 1100. Oh, what a rocket ship. He rode it like a jockey, and he was 73 years old, been riding all of his life. But he was a good rider. He was a smart rider. You need to be a smart rider as you get older. Wear the gear. You have to wear the gear, the armor. And I've got my helmet right back here. I've got the gloves. I've got the boots. And the reason is that, if you do end up going down, having an issue, having a situation, you always want the protection. And of course, nobody thinks they're going to go down, the bravado thing, but they do. It happens. And if it happens, you want to protect yourself as much as possible. And, you see a young person, 20s, 30s, they fall down, they jump back up, and they go on with their day. A person in their 70s falls down, break a hip. Life-changing. So, you're easily or more easily injured, I guess, as you're older, and you don't heal as quickly. So that's something to consider as well. So those are my thoughts. Are you too old to ride? Are you too old to learn to ride? No, yes, maybe, after considering all of these things. And they are important considerations because you want to be safe out there. Riding a motorcycle is just tremendous. There's no feeling like it, I have to be honest with you, but you have to be smart about it. If you are riding, keep riding as long as you can do it safely. If you have to move to a lighter bike, do it. If you have to move to a 3-wheeled bike, do it. So that you can stay out there safely. Knees in the breeze, if you will, safely. And the same goes if you're an older person who's considering learning to ride a motorcycle. Take the MSF course. Like I said, riding a motorcycle was a bucket list item for me. And at 55, I saw that there was a course. It cost $35. I think it's $50 now, and they provide the motorcycle. It was a no-brainer. Take the course. I know that Harley Davidson has a course, and last I heard it was like $300. So it's a good bit more than the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, and I took mine at the local college. So I opted for the MSF course. Would I have gotten better training through Harley? I don't know, because I didn't take the course. But whichever way you go, get the course. Get that professional instruction that's going to teach you. But I'll tell you something, even if you take the course, there's so much to learn after the course. Because I don't think, in that parking lot, I don't think I broke 30 miles an hour, tops, 25 miles an hour. There was no other traffic to be concerned about. There is out on the road. You know, you're going to be doing 50, 60, 70 on the expressways, 35, 45 on the side streets, and other traffics and lights and stop signs and yield signs and pedestrians. So there are things that you don't really learn in the MSF course that you're going to encounter out on the road. Counter steering. You really can't practice counter steering in a parking lot on 20 miles an hour. But you need to learn counter steering. You have to, because that's how a bike turns. You know, turn left, push left. Turn right, push right. You have to learn this. They'll teach it in the course. But to practice it, not in that parking lot at 20 miles an hour, you're not. You got to learn this. So go slow, practice. And that's another key as an older rider. Practice, practice, practice. Reminds me of the old joke. Someone was saying, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And the answer was practice, practice, practice. So you got to keep practicing. Keep your skills sharp. You have to. You must. Especially as you get older, your reaction times go down, and they will. Keep your skills sharp. Go into a parking lot, take some cones, keep practicing. You know, there's a guy named Kevin who has a YouTube channel called MC Rider. I strongly recommend him. And he has a field guide that you can download if you're a member. Like for like $5 a month, you can become a member and get this field guide. Watch his videos. They come out every single Friday. Really, size is not an issue. I think of Motorman Jerry Palladino. He trains tiny women like Meg from Meg's Motorcycle Journey. I think Doodle on a Motorcycle was another one. These are small women, smaller women that have learned to maneuver 800-pound motorcycles on his course. So size shouldn't matter. Age, that's another thing. So anyway, if you're going to ride, learn to ride, keep riding, keep yourself sharp, keep yourself safe, and keep yourself smart. If you're not able to do it, call it a day. It's that important. All right, guys. And like I said in a recent post that I did, and I thought, this would be a really great way to sign off on my YouTube videos. But life is not meant just to be walked through. It's meant to be experienced. And for me, that's what motorcycling is. It's an experience. So enjoy it. Ride safe, ride often. Until next time. Bye for now.